Sorry, Knysna. A drug bust and a squonky vonc.
Oh. My name is Bomber Webb.
And I'm Christopher Olsen.
And you're about to listen to This Week in Sedgefield and Knysna.
It's the only thing I ever learned to pick on a guitar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Ah,
Actually, you do.
Were you quite moved?
I was. I moved right out the room. Dearest Bomber,
Dearest Chris,
I think you have some apologizing to do.
I do.
Do you?
I do indeed.
Do you really?
Yes.
Is it to me? Are we bringing it up?
No, we're not going to go there.
Okay,
We're not
cool.
gonna go there.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, I gather from our last podcast, I was a little unfriendly towards the Knysna dwellers.
Ooh, okay. Not untruthful, just unfriendly.
Yeah, no, don't
Sorry,
start
I'm
that.
slipping back in. Sorry, you're trying to apologize.
So
yes.
I'd like to apologize
Okay,
to the
okay.
to the Knysna dwellers. Yes, I didn't say nice things about Knysna, and it really is no fault of the Knysna residents that they don't have the opportunity to live in Sedgefield. So yeah, sorry
I don't
about
think
that.
that's an apology.
No, it is. Of course, it is. We love Knysna people. That's where our government is.
That is, yeah. They're
Yes.
doing great things, aren't they?
Yeah, talking
man.
of government.
Are we
Yeah.
going right there? I thought we were going to make a stop on one of the really good things that happened around, well, I suppose it points to a bit of a bad thing in Knysna and in our area. But
Yeah.
the good thing, you read me this report of...
Oh,
of
yes.
the bust. Of
The
the bust.
bust.
The secret
Yes.
operatives in secret
yes.
being secretly told about something secret going on.
That's it.
And then they
yes.
secretly intercepted.
The
I basically
busts.
told the whole story. You know it all now.
You have. The busts on Knysna High Street.
Ooh,
And it's
oh,
not a
that's
red light district.
That's a good one.
Yeah. The report came from SAPS this morning.
Ooh.
It came, or was it yesterday morning? It's all a bit of a blur. That there was a huge drug bust on the main street of Knysna.
Yes.
Well, that was the start of it, and it
Okay.
led them to other places.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Other addresses also in Knysna, but they managed to confiscate.
Yes, seize. I like
Seize.
that. That's
Seize.
that's dramatic
Yes,
language,
yes,
right?
seize,
Everything
yes.
else in that is like pretty dramatic. I don't know why
Yeah,
confiscate
they
is
managed to
the correct term.
seize 160,000 rand worth of drugs.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of drugs.
That's a significant amount.
Not that I would know how much drugs cost.
No.
No, none of those rumors are
What?
true.
Just how much they sell for?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
No.
So apparently on Tuesday this week, members attached to Knysna Police Force and Crime Intelligence
Ooh.
embarked on, wait for it, an intelligence-driven operation.
Driven by intelligence. That was the
was-
dude driving the car.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was an AI car on Main Street, Knysna. And the information they had led the integrated team to a man who was spotted.
Yeah.
He had bad skin.
Oh,
A man who was spotted outside a cellular phone repair shop.
Oh,
so
okay.
he was spotted there.
Yeah.
And the vigilant members proceeded with a search of the man. I'm reading the report. right
Okay.
here.
Yeah. I thought that's just how you speak.
Oh, no. I
No one does.
let me start that
There we go.
again.
Sorry, get
the
back to yes.
vigilant members proceeded with a search of the man, during which they found 480 Mandrax tablets
Yo.
and 50 grams of tick in his possession.
Wow.
They
That's
confiscated the
significant,
drugs
man.
and arrested the man for drug dealing. But
is-
wait,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
it continues.
Yeah.
Further investigation took them to his house on Jabulani Street,
Yeah.
Concordia, where the suspect lives, obviously.
Yeah, at his house. I would hope so.
A
Yeah.
thorough search of the premises ensued, leading to the discovery of a parcel containing drugs concealed in the ceiling.
Whoa.
Concealing in the ceiling.
That is a pretty thorough search then.
It is a thorough search.
Good job.
Yeah.
Unless that's just like the well-known place.
Concealing in the ceiling.
Concealing
The members confiscated 1,788 Mandrax tablets
Yo.
and 90 halves.
What is it? I don't understand that.
No,
Maybe it's good that I don't understand it.
There are some that
yeah.
are cut in half.
90
90 halves, so that's probably another 45 tablets. If
Probably,
my maths serves me
round about
correctly,
there, plus minus.
As well as 50 grams of tick.
Oof.
But wait, there's
Okay.
even more.
No ways.
On
This is a
the
big one.
same day, the same people, same people from the same crime prevention unit,
Yeah, had a busy day. Busy Tuesday.
took a search warrant. They were armed with a search warrant. One
Hopefully
of those
something
dangerous-
as well.
They sharpened it on one edge. And they conducted a targeted operation at a premises on Alamein Street in Hornley, also Knysna. And the search of the premises led to the confiscation of 10 bunkies of tick. Now, a bunkie, for those of you who don't know anything about drugs,
Yeah.
which is most of our listeners, of course, a bunkie is a bank
hope so.
bag. So a
Yes.
bunkie of tick, 10 of those,
Yo.
59 Mandrax tablets, and 33 bunkies of dacha.
Ah.
The occupant, who was a 32-year-old man,
Mm-hmm.
was subsequently arrested on a charge of dealing in drugs.
Good.
Both men are still in custody,
Yeah.
and they will appear in the Knysna Magistrates Court once they've been charged, and that is when they will reveal their names.
Okay.
They don't
Yeah,
reveal
you got to
their
have
names.
that first.
So
wow.
could we have
Wow.
a round of applause and maybe a cymbal crash for the Knysna Police Force?
Doing the job.
Doing the job.
Somebody's doing the job.
Yep.
Jobs are getting done. Okay, now we can talk about the ones who may. I don't want to go as far as saying like
Not doing the job.
the other criminal, well, not doing job, and the other crims, which I can't do that. So
you can't.
I won't say that. It was a good link. It would
It
have
was
been
a good link. Would have made a good link.
But mind you, okay, so we're speaking about this whole, I mean, it's on the front page of The Age, and
Yes,
it is,
yeah.
man, well done on breaking down that 400-page report
Wow,
about what was going on. That was long.
It was a long report.
I did not read
Yeah.
it. But at the start of this council meeting, it was the first one back for the year.
Yes,
There was that. And what it opened up, we'll go into the mayorship and all that now.
nitty-gritty,
But
yeah.
it started off with the Auditor General kind of coming in and just saying that there was an audit of the Knysna municipality.
Oh, the meeting. At the meeting. Okay,
sorry, the meeting,
yes,
at the municipal meeting, the council meeting.
Okay.
And just kind of speaking about the state of Knysna and a lot of stats and
Okay.
stuff. And I think before we talk about it more now, we'll get maybe the report. We can maybe
Yeah.
ask some of the councillors if we can get a hold of that. Otherwise, it is on the YouTube channel. They did actually,
Okay.
show it over there. But yeah, a lot on kind of the amount lost on water was one of the big things. There
So
were
is this like a sort of an administration financial report?
Yes, exactly.
Not-
From
not
the
the
higher up
actual-
government.
yeah, okay.
So the bigger government kind of looking down and saying, cool, here's the audit
Let's
of...
look at your paperwork. Let's audit your paperwork.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
see how you're doing
Continue,
on your finances, on your on everything. How you all doing?
How y'all doing, yeah.
Which I think everyone in that council was a little bit like, we know how we're
Well,
doing.
I'm sure one of
And
them
some
said, "How you doing?"
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So then, they looked at that, and just one of the areas that there was a lot of red flags and a lot of warnings and a lot of stuff is being able to stick to legislature. Legislature. Which in my mind, legislation. Thank you. That's better. In my mind, that sounds like, how are you doing with being legal? Not so well.
So they're not following the rules.
Yeah, that's it. And the kind of how did she put it so nicely? The root cause of it just centered a lot on management, on the on top management, not doing well. But I suppose that would be for all the way down to the mayoral council committee, that group,
Yeah,
the ones at the top.
committee,
That's it, the tip toppies, and that there's just not great reporting on what they're doing, and not great keeping together of stuff and not tracking. It'll be like hiring somebody to do a job, recycling or waste management or whatever, but then no checking up on them.
No management of those people.
That's it. Manage. Yeah, that's the exact right term, isn't it? Management.
Yeah.
So that was it. But I think we'll have to go through that a little bit more. But I heard that and I'm like, Whoa, so you're saying, okay, this is all primed for what I know is coming because of the front page and this report and everything like that. The votes of no confidence.
Yes, well, it's all about legislation to start with.
Yeah.
What you're saying is true because what they...
Thank you, I thought so.
Well, I'm glad it's true.
I hoped so.
So, no, what I'm saying is... the legislation wasn't followed for the cause of this.
Right,
this whole
thing. Yeah.
It all goes back to those political appointees. So the hierarchy, that is the mayor's office and the deputy mayor's office and the speaker's office.
Yeah.
So when they first took over the ANC.
That coalition
took over.
You wanted to say the DA term, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. No. I would never. No. When they took over, they appointed political appointees to help them out in the offices.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were but they didn't follow the legislation for it.
So there was one interesting point. I mean, I scanned through this document, and there was just one point where it was the kind of a meeting from the council where they were discussing where it was happening, and then you have the report or the transcribing of what each person said, and some of them were just utterly ridiculous. One of them, somebody was standing up, and I'm not going to throw names in because I don't remember them well enough, but somebody was saying, well, we don't have money for it. Sure, we can legally do it, and that's what I think they brought it in, because everyone in the council thought, okay, this does seem to be legal.
Yes.
But we don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
And then there was another member, and I'm not going to say what her name is, but you might be able to tell from how she speaks.
Yeah.
But she brought a very big, God will provide.
Oh, my hat.
The money for them. We just need to do the right, and it will be provided. Anyway, well, that grated me.
Yeah. So they didn't follow I think these jobs weren't on the organogram.
Yeah.
There was no money budgeted for them. So basically, it was wrong to do it. So legislation wasn't followed, and this has led to this investigation, which has happened. It went to court.
Yeah.
The court asked for a detailed investigation. They employed people to investigate.
Okay.
And the results of this investigation is what caused the vote of no confidence, which was due to happen on Wednesday.
Yes, this past week. Yeah.
Because the results of amongst the results of the 400 and however many page investigation was that the speaker, the mayor and the deputy mayor should be relieved of their duties.
Yes, yeah.
That's what the recommendation was. So then the lady from Kim, Suzanne from Kim,
Campbell, Councillor Campbell.
Councillor Suzanne Campbell.
Yes.
She put forward a vote of no confidence to say we should vote the mayor and the deputy mayor and the speaker out because otherwise there's a whole long process, obviously, of removing them, which will take time, cause instability.
Yeah,
I think that's what her mind was about.
Yeah.
So this was due to happen on the Wednesday, yesterday.
Yes.
Well, today's Thursday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, the day our paper was coming out, the vote of no confidence was going to happen.
Isn't that when it always happens?
It is.
It was
so
at the end of last year as well.
So, of course, we led with this story that says the vote of no confidence is going to happen. We could lose the top three
political
figures. And it kind of made sense if this investigation is true. Well, if their findings are true, one would be if the court has ruled. That,
and even in the agenda with regards to just the mayor was a section on grey elephant, the grey elephant as well, kind of included there. So this and that comes from provincial, that comes from Anton Bradell, and there were all those reports. So it sort of made sense. Here as well. This is like another big report saying that something that was done that was not done according to legislation, not done correctly.
Well, the big thing, and I think we talked about that last time, the big thing for the three, the thing in the investigation that suggested that they should be dismissed or removed from their posts was called lying under oath in court.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Fraud on the court.
Yes. Fraud on the court.
Fraud on the court.
Yeah.
That's what they call. That's the legal term. I thought that doesn't make sense. Fraud in the court, surely.
Oh, right.
No,
they were hitting a cricket
term.
ball instead
fraud
of a
on
tennis
the court, or if you want to be very English,
yes.
Fraud upon the court.
Fraud upon the court.
Yes,
there's fraud upon the court there. Yeah. Someone do something. No confidence vote.
So but. And I was listening even while we were delivering our newspapers. Yeah. I was listening to this council meeting.
Yeah.
And waiting and waiting and waiting. And then what happened was they went, I think it was quite late in the afternoon. Yeah. They went behind, what do they call it?
In committee.
Committee.
You call it in papers.
In papers or that's in committee.
Yeah.
Same sort of meaning. Well, same meaning. And which is when they go silent. Yeah. And the recording goes off and everything. And they actually kick people out.
Yeah.
Members of the public, remove yourselves from the gallery.
Galley. From
anyway.
YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
Get off it.
Yeah,
Get
off
it.
YouTube. There's no public thing there. And then the silence.
Yeah.
And you kind of wait and wait and wait and hope that someone will come back on and say, hey, guys, this is what happened. Yeah. But nobody does.
And in that voice as well. That'd be great. You waited patiently.
Come on.
All right, folks.
So nothing happened. Nothing happened. And I tried to get hold of people this morning. Eventually, we did speak to someone this morning. And we gathered that what happened was the person putting Suzanne, who had tabled the motion, was absent when it was discussed.
Yes. Okay.
So if the person who puts it forward,
who proposes the motion.
Who proposes. So they send it in advance so it goes on the agenda.
And it's on the agenda,
But if they are not there when it is due to be tabled, then it's not discussed.
Not tabled.
So it's not tabled.
Not tabled, yeah.
And from the thoughts are...
Yeah, so that's the fact part.
That's the fact.
So we know that for sure.
Yeah.
But what we can sort of try to see from that and can try and figure out why that happened.
Yes.
Because it doesn't seem like it makes sense. Well, it's a big proposition, a lot of things leading up to it. Why aren't you there? What's kind of going on? So this is what we think now, right?
Yeah. So obviously a vote of no confidence has to have the numbers.
Yes.
So,
which is tough when you're not in the right coalition.
It's not easy to have all the right numbers. 21 councillors. If you've only got 10 in your coalition, then you're not going to have the numbers.
Yeah.
Unless you kind of got the nod and the wink from members of the other coalition.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if these votes are held in secret ballot.
Ooh.
I think they should be.
I also think so.
But I don't know that they are.
That also opens it up to some level of corruption. I mean, if it is completely secret.
But, if someone wants to vote against their party's lines, if someone wants to vote with their heart
and its
or
career,
with their conscience.
Yeah, and it could undermine your career, yeah.
The theory that you and I discussed before this is that perhaps the numbers weren't there.
Yeah.
And and Suzanne thought, well, if she steps out at that time, excuses herself, then what will happen is it won't be tabled. Because if you table a vote of no confidence, even if it doesn't get accepted, even if it doesn't win, you have to wait 3 months before the next one.
Wow.
3 months.
But wasn't there the previous vote of no confidence at the end of last year? I mean, was it 3 months ago? I suppose it's possible that it was.
It must have been 3 months ago, yeah.
Oh, maybe she was just trying to be first in line.
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, that makes sense. If you don't have it and you want to, Oh, okay.
Anyway, so that's
I think that
our
holds
theory,
water.
Which is ours.
Which is,
So there you go. The vote of no confidence turned out to be a damn squib, really, because it didn't happen.
Yeah, but you know what? And there was this report, and it's just it keeps on stacking up, and it's important that we do track with it.
Yeah,
because all of this
we have
stuff
to.
does add up.
Yeah,
and it makes a difference. And if we keep kind of leaning pressure on it, then it makes a difference. And we'll get to that kind of at the end. But now it's time for us to talk about what's really on our minds. I mean, this was sort of big, sort of an issue, sort of a thing, right? Mayoral and all of that. But now really the target of what we need to talk about. The most important thing of the year so far, probably of the decade so far,
is
the moles.
The moles.
The dreaded moles. I say that in jest. I really do. I know that we've got very, very big issues and very pressing issues.
I know.
But I was so happy to see that you included something about the moles. This is something that
we did.
we can talk to pretty much everyone about it. About those blasted moles. Excuse my language. Pardon me for that one.
You see, I don't get it.
You don't get moles. That's why.
You see, I'm okay. Let me put a bit of background here.
Okay.
My wife is very green-fingered. She's so good in the garden.
Oh, that as well. Okay.
Yeah. No, she hasn't got frostbite or anything like that. She's so good in the garden. She creates this wonderful oasis.
Yeah, it is a beautiful garden. Yeah,
and it's beauty beyond compare.
Sure.
When I lie in my hammock and watch all this going on.
Watch her garden. Yeah.
And what is most entertaining for me is watching that little shifting of earth.
Oh yeah.
Well, first when the front door, the veranda door opens, and my wife steps onto the veranda and sees the mound of earth that the mole has created.
Oh, yeah, that moment.
Yeah, when the day before the garden has been beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And the lawn has been mowed and everything looks...
Yeah.
And then the next morning...
The mounds.
And it's entertainment because
it's just... You're not allowed to say it, but it's true.
There's anger there. There's real anger.
Oh, man.
And I won't say I've done a study of it, but the nicest,
but you wrote a book,
most gentle people.
Oh, yes.
One of which we spoke to earlier today.
You can say my wife.
Okay, your wife. When you mention moles, they get that glint in their eye, and that the fangs grow.
Oh man!
And there's just anger.
There's disdain.
Yeah. Disdain.
Pardon my language again.
Disdain on your reputation.
There is hate. There's hate. There is seething hate.
Loathing.
Yes.
Loathing.
And it's a powerless, because it's also this great adversary that you're fighting that doesn't even know that you're fighting.
Absolutely.
That's how much you're losing.
Yeah.
At any given point. You're
losing to a 30 centimeter long critter
that we're making it worse.
Has terrible eyesight.
And the moles.
So yeah,
oh man!
I did put an article in the paper because I have found it quite astounding. But look, the very simple message in the one in the paper is please don't use toxic poisons.
Yeah.
Well, all poisons are toxic.
By
Try and think of something creative. And what the phrase
we've got creative.
I did use a phrase when I wrote the sort of conclusion of the article. Which was a challenge to people to not use toxins, but to fight the moles with other methods.
Baseball bat.
And the phrase I used was
shotgun.
Leveling the playing field.
Oh,
which I thought was quite funny.
That's good.
But the proofreader pointed out that it didn't really make sense, so it was removed.
Aww.
But I really think that it's more of a challenge,
it is,
to see these, the whirling Coke bottles.
Oh yeah,
yeah, the Coke bottle on a stick with bits of it cut out.
It works so well.
And people are prepared.
Yes,
they're prepared to sleep at night or try and sleep at night with going around in their garden, rather than that nice silent mole who's just
don't say nice
underground.
You can call it silent, but not nice. No, we do, and you just chase them between you and your neighbors often.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a good unifying thing between neighbors and between all of us. So do like it on that account. But I mean, I also don't do as much in the garden.
Some neighbors take it too far.
Yes.
One I won't mention addresses or anything.
Next
but
door to you.
He tried that terrible, horrible, toxic method. He
yeah?
played a loud recording of Helmut Lotti.
Do not speak its name.
And it got rid of his moles and his neighbors. Yeah. No, terrible. Yeah, you can't do that. That's taking it to extreme.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard of shotguns. Shotguns being used.
No.
We maybe we or someone else tried a chemical concoction, not a poisonous one.
Yeah.
That can be used for kind of hobbyist jet fuel, smoke bombs. It didn't work. I've
heard of doggy do being popped down the holes.
I've heard as well, and none of it works is the thing. They just close that off. They're going to go somewhere else.
It's very entertaining.
So my brilliant idea, along with these, seeing these Coke bottle things and trying to research and find out, is there a frequency of sound that they don't like? And I saw some research that said it's kind of lower frequency.
Sorry, when you... Yes. I was putting my hand up to interrupt you. Yeah. Do I need to announce a copyright thing here?
I mean, you're welcome to
uses your idea.
Yeah, no, they're welcome.
Or is it open to the public? It's an open source idea.
There we go. Open source. We're all about open source here.
What sort of sauce? Tomato sauce or
no barbecue? The spur one. We've been going through.
Open your barbecue sauce.
Open your barbecue sauce.
Carry on with your idea.
Thank you very much. It was such a brilliant one to do this and to have something that kind of uses a bit of vacuum pressure, something like that, and just a motor, low power kind of one that'll run, and that should chase them. I'm like, this is brilliant. This is going to solve it. This is great. And then someone pointed out to me while I was proposing this great idea, they're like, well, have you seen how they don't mind the highway?
That's it. Like right along that middle monarchy in the highway.
Yeah, that
it's just Mole City.
But apparently that middle monarchy has walls that go down like really deep. Or I don't know if it's the middle or it's on the outside edges that go down really deep. I've heard that. I don't know if that's true, but it hasn't worked.
I've tried worked. Our office. If I walk home from our office, if I cross the N2 straight opposite our office.
Yeah,
it's a shorter
Tiffany's,
way home.
Yes.
I have gone down to my knees in that middle lane. That thing is just riddled with moles. Riddled with moles. And you're right. It's in the middle of the highway.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So they clearly aren't fussed about noise.
So I'm excited. There's some entrepreneur out there, some genius who can figure this out will something that doesn't kill or harm them. I heard someone say, this is again, there's a lot of I heard over here, but I mean, this is the nature of the moles especially. Yeah. I've heard that they are a protected species.
I don't know.
Okay, I heard that
from... Did you have inside information?
Yeah.
Did you have a mole?
Yeah, it told me, I'm protected. I'm protected. Put the shotgun away, big man. I'm protected.
Yeah, no, I
have a smoke bomb then, lad.
I think 95% of Central would be arrested if that was the case.
For threatening a protected one. Okay.
But anyway, moles aside. Well, not moles aside. Please don't use toxic poisons because it does kill
a plethora of other things. Raptors. Velociraptors.
Yeah, no.
I think we've solved that already. I watched Jurassic Park. Great documentary,
but
I think they're
and
done.
Hawks and
those.
Like
okay.
That,
yeah. No, we do want to protect those.
Owls, mostly. And also dogs and cats. Hey,
and
just
children.
as a quick finish, we had friends who lived just outside of town. So big property, Elands Kroll Road.
Oh, okay.
They had a Jack Russell that you could sit on its back. It was so wide from mole eating.
Oh, really?
It used to dig them up and
that's, I think, the solution, yeah.
But their garden was, because moles are underground. Jack Russells just dig up the whole garden. Jack Russell,
but at least it's your Jack Russell, not a mole.
If the moles were gone, and Jack Russells would be the number one pest. And they would be worse than moles.
They're next in line.
Yeah, they would be worse because they dig from the top. Moles are at least underneath.
Yeah. I'm trying to make a link to this because you also had a great little piece there on how the small things that we do in town really make a difference and add up and help out.
Yeah.
But there are no small... Well, Jack Russell's a small thing.
Yes.
Everyone get a Jack Russell. This will solve our mole problem.
Because there's a lot of people with Jack Russells already.
And then if the Jack Russells overrun town, which they may very well do, then we can all just get some caracals.
Oh, yes. Oh.
And then...
not? Too soon.
Sorry. They're already solving the.
I think you said caramels, ladies.
Yeah,
and gentlemen, caramels.
because Jack Russells and caramels, they detest each other.
Yeah.
But if we all
the
do our
small
small things,
things.
let's hear it. I like the solution, and I like the one thing we've spoken about before, the broken windows thing.
Broken window policy,
Yeah.
Fix the small things. But I think what that article was saying, and it was lovely. It was sent to us, and we really like it. It basically obey the small laws.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Just do it. Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that we stop at stop streets.
No. Oh, too far.
Too far.
That was utterly ridiculous. I mean,
no, really. It's put your litter in a bin. Stop at stop streets. Tidy up the verge outside your house. I'm guilty. We don't have
other
rubbish.
people's verges.
We don't have rubbish on our verge outside our house.
Yeah.
We have a hedge that is. It's taken over. It's
really?
It's like 30 foot high.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do, actually. It's attacked
Jack
a
Russells.
tree. We have a loquat tree in the middle of our front garden, and the hedge has leaned over it
and grabbed onto that. Whoa!
I've just let it go way too much.
It's getting out of hand, Bomber. It's getting out.
I had shouted instructions from my hammock to tell my wife how to attack it, but no, it's too late. Yeah. We might need a shotgun for that. Moles don't eat hedges for some reason. I don't know why.
You should catch one and put it in there and see what happens.
Oh yeah, like a mole in a pear tree. No,
a few moles
in a loquat tree.
No, but if we look after the small things, and this is a conclusion that I always like to.
Moles,
the
small things.
Yeah. No, those small things you can anyway. That we look at the small things, the small ways that we can really help each other out, and that adds up. It's the small things that build up to a 430-page report that could result in some positive change.
No, that's it.
It's the small things, and I feel like I remember the Facebook post when I was still kind of on there. The Facebook post that said, "Hey, we saw Revive Knysna. Why don't we do a Revive Sedgefield?"
Yeah.
I remember that. That was a small thing, and it's the small things that a lot of people have got in on that has made a massive, massive difference.
Hasn't it just? Yeah. And I don't even want to say small things with regards to Revive Sedgefield because it's been a big thing.
Exactly. That started with small things, and it's lots of people doing small.
You're right. It's a whole lot of small things that they've done that have made such a huge difference.
Such a big difference.
Who would have thought, hey? Who would have thought?
I think there were a lot of very skeptical people who saw that and were like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
What
are you going to do?
The mouths are shut now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they don't say anything else on Facebook now after saying, "Oh, don't even try it."
And even things like the mosaics that Masatindani does.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're small things. They have done a lot to beautify. Yeah.
No, it does. It's amazing to. And I saw during tourist season that there were a lot of people wanting. Well, there were people kind of doing mosaic-y kind of tours. I know there was an official one. I think there are a few more unofficial ones.
Yes,
but there's I saw something about a new map that's coming in.
They're putting together a new map.
That's very
should be released reasonably soon. A Masatindani mosaic map.
Yes, and that's made of a lot of small things. Hey, the mosaic tiles. They're very,
tiny things.
They're very small.
Yeah,
It must take them for flipping ever. Yes,
and I suppose part of it is we kind of want to leave things to be done by the authorities that should be doing them.
Yeah, and the guys wearing capes.
Leave the policing to the police.
Yeah.
Leave the town upkeep to the municipality. Leave the bylaw infringement to the law enforcement.
That's it.
Which has a bit of merit,
but
we know, we've learned.
Yeah.
It doesn't always get done.
Yeah.
So let's do that town upkeep. Revive Sedgefield is doing it.
And see what other small things we can do.
Yeah.
Just
let's
stand at the stop.
You know what I hate when people say, when the people drop litter and they say it's job creation. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's anger creation.
It is.
Yeah.
You don't throw trash around your home, generally speaking. So you wouldn't out there. It speaks of ownership kind of the land, and ownership not in terms of like a deed or anything, but ownership of I care about this. I want to look after this place.
And there's an example of that which we haven't spoken about now.
Oh, yeah?
Wish we had. over the last 2 or 3 months,
Yes.
there's a man who is the probably self-proclaimed
Yeah.
car guard at the Rivermouth parking,
Oh,
where you
yes.
go down to the Rivermouth.
Yeah.
He has taken it upon himself to tidy up that area. He's built little wooden structures
Oh, man, it's awesome.
around
I
where
love it,
the
yeah.
seats at the top. Mm-hmm. Wow.
See, that's
Nobody
ownership.
asked him to do it. He did it.
That's right.
He's not earning a fortune there, that's for sure.
No.
But he's taken it upon himself to tidy up that area.
Yeah.
We had a small thing in our paper in December.
Okay.
Or was it January? No, I think it
was
was
December.
the first paper of this year.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Or maybe it was the previous one, where some local residents took him a birthday cake.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it was his
I did see
birthday.
something like that.
They'd asked
Yes.
him, and maybe he mentioned
magic.
it was his birthday. I don't know.
See, what
but
a
they were
difference that
grateful
makes.
to him. Hey, makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside.
It
hey?
does, hey? Even
Yeah.
more so than usual.
Yeah.
Which is probably not good. I got to go see a doctor.
Cue soft music.
Yeah. Might be a mole.
Oh, sorry.
It's not
Wrong soft music.
Or music. But I still liked it. All right, that does it for us for this.
Is that it? Are we out of time?
Probably. No one's really watching, but plus minus.
Okay.
But
well,
yeah,
it's
let's
a
keep doing-
podcast. People don't watch podcasts, do they?
I try to. Maybe that's why I don't get a lot from them. Just try and listen. I had a drum student who said that I'm squinting with my listening.
You're squinting with your listening.
Squinting with my listening.
Okay,
He
that's
did what-
like looking at someone in a bad tone of voice.
Yes, exactly like that. Well, listening. So I hope that you have done that. Otherwise, we hope so much that you've enjoyed our podcast and that you're enjoying
and
2025.
give us some response.
Hey, we love it, yeah.
We do get lots of messages on the on
YouTube.
YouTube one.
Yes. Oh, I haven't looked.
But it's also available on other platforms.
Yeah, on Spotify. We do see the comments on Spotify. They did try to hide a little bit more, but we do see
Spotify.
that.
Do you think that guy that was spotted selling drugs was Spotify? I don't know. Spot a thief, not
Spot a
Spotify.
thief, not a Spotify. It's a different tune you're playing.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, that does for us for this week. Thanks so much for the chat, Bomber.
Thank you. It's been real.